break it down and let you to understand the full implications. Tonight is one of such nights where Africa's biggest election, featuring over 93 million voters, is in its third day, and we still don't know who's winning yet. Tonight we'll be breaking down the numbers. 12 out of the 36 states in Nigeria's election results are out. We'll show you the picture. We'll try and understand how the picture we've seen compares to past and possibly predict what's going to happen in the next 48 hours. We'll be right back.
Tell me what makes it choco hot.
Mixy choco, Johnny hot, cocoa womo, Johnny hot.
I can't this way.
This is no.
What?
Manji school for Nisiko. They are the future generation. And now 5 guys say Omunyina Jomo Wallet and Joe Bieska. Mechanical cry.
What? I don't know how. Come on, you can't cool. You can't hot. This is mixy choco and a coffee. Tell me what's back why.
Some things are best taken hot, like delicious creamy Nixie.
Grammy and the Miniscow.
Master, with all due respect, and now Wakani.
Hey, son.
Mixy Choco now in a new pack with a great new taste. Mixy Choco, Mixy Coffee, Johnny hot. This advert is FDA approved.
Creating your own business takes time, passion, and hard work. It takes commitment and perseverance in the face of challenges. As an entrepreneur, I look for value. How to get more for less. That is what Vodafone Too Much Business gives. Too much data, minutes for calls, SMS bundles, and my favorite part is too much flexibility to customize your mobile plan.
Get more value for your business. Sign on to Vodafone Too Much Business, a cost-efficient mobile offer that allows you to choose and customize how much data, voice or SMS allocations your business needs. Send start to 050-777-9000 or email vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com.
Whatever your business needs are, Vodafone Too Much Business has a solution for you.
Welcome back. So tonight on a point of view, we would show you the state of play as of close of day, Monday, the 27th of February. Don't forget, voting began on Saturday, the 25th. So we've had a whole Sunday where collation is supposed to have been done. The chairman of the Electoral Commission had promised a clean election. Indeed, he had said that for the first time in Nigeria, polling station results will be sent to a server so that 200 million Nigerians could check in real time who was winning. That really hasn't happened, and there's been a lot of hue and cry. In fact, about a couple of hours before we came on air, representatives of opposition Labour Party and the PDP walked out of the coalition center, which was announcing results. They feel the results being announced have not been first placed in the server as promised by the INEC. So there's some issues there. But be that as it may, a picture is emerging. So we're going to show you tonight, using an interactive map, what the state of play is. We'll also tell you what you need to do to win an election in Nigeria. And then we'll try and carve the path of the 3 main contenders. So what would Atiku need to do to win? What would the Labour Party's Peter Obi need to do to win? Or what does Bola Ahmed Tinubu need to do to win? So let's start with the interactive screen, where we'll now explain to you the various issues at play. So the first thing we need to remember is that when it comes to the Nigerian election, a candidate for an election which has more than 2 candidates needs to meet 2 thresholds to win the election. The candidate needs to, first and foremost, get the highest number of votes cast. That's very easy to see. So the most important thing you would need to know is who is leading. So if there are 18 candidates, the one who has the highest number of votes obviously should be winning. But that's not all. We also need to satisfy a very important requirement. If you go to Article 134, Clause 2 of the Nigerian Constitution, it's very clear what a presidential candidate needs to do. It says, a candidate for an election to the office of president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there being more than 2 candidates for the election has the highest number of votes cast. So that's the necessary condition, but it's insufficient. The sufficient condition is that this candidate must have not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of 2/3 of the states in the federation. Nigeria has 36 states in the federation. So 2/3 of 36 is 24. So essentially what they're saying is that to win the election, you need to have the maximum number of votes or the highest number of votes of all the candidates. In this case, there are 18. But you also need a national spread. So it's not just having the highest number of popular votes, but you need to also be nationally represented. Now, this is very important, and we'll walk through some of the results to show you possibly why, even though Peter Obi is doing very well, his party has walked out of the counting. Why, even though there isn't an outright winner because only 12 of the 36 states have been declared, the PDP is also unhappy and they've walked out. But so far, as of Monday 27th, here are the numbers. The APC's Bola Ahmed Tinubu has 5.8 million votes. He's leading in 13 states, 13 out of the 36 states. PDP's Atiku Abubakar has 4.5 million votes, leading in 10 states. And then Labour Party's Peter Obi is leading in 12 states with 3.1 million. You notice that even though he is leading in 12 states, his figure is lower than PDP. And this is part of the reason why we must study the Nigerian election situation more carefully. I will first take you on a quick geographical expedition of the country. Nigeria is divided into 6 geopolitical zones. So you have the northwest, which includes some of the caliphate states, if you like. Kebbi, Sokoto. Sokoto has the Sultan of Sokoto as the most respected cleric of Nigeria. So this is where he's based, Sokoto. There's also Zamfara state. Take note of Kaduna state, where even though it's still a northern-dominated state, has lots of migrants from the southwest. I'll come to this in a second. This is Buhari's home state of Katsina. Then, of course, Kano is the most populated state in the northern part of Nigeria. This is where the historic emir of Kano is from. Of course, this is where Africa's richest man, Dangote, is also from. Then there's also Jigawa state. So the northwestern states are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then there's also the northeast. Now, the total voter population of the northwestern states is the highest, 22.5 million. So this part of Nigeria, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, has the highest population. The northeast, and I just want to expand this a bit. If you just excuse me, I'll put this down and expand this a bit for your viewing pleasure. The northeast starts from Borno. Borno's capital is Maiduguri. So if you look at the Chibok girls and all the things that happen in Nigeria in the past 6 years or so, bring back our girls. The girls were kidnapped in Chibok in Borno state. Capital is Maiduguri. This is northeastern Nigeria. Northeastern Nigeria has about 11.2 million registered voters. So it's about half of the northwest. So you have Borno, Yobe, you have Gombe state, you have Adamawa. Take note of Adamawa. This is where the PDP's Atiku is from. This is his home state, Adamawa. Then there's also Bauchi state. There's Taraba state. You can add them to the northeastern states. Northeast is just about 11 million voters. The other significant area in the election, when you talk of the geopolitics of Nigeria, is the southwest. Now, the southwest has 6 states. Lagos State, which is the state capital. Ogun State, which is the home state of former President Obasanjo. Then there's Oyo State. Those of you who know Ibadan. Ibadan is the capital of Oyo State. Osun State, which we'll talk about. There's Ondo State. There's Ekiti State. These are the typical southwest states. Now, whereas in the northwest and northeast, you have Hausa, Fulani, ethnic group dominating. In the southwest, you have very typical Yoruba people dominating. And the total voter population for the southwest is 18.4 million or so. So it is much smaller than the northwest, but much bigger than the northeast. So let's stretch this a bit more, and then let's show you a few more issues here. The next most significant part of the country is what is referred to as the north-central part of Nigeria. Now, that's the most diverse because it starts all the way from Niger State, includes the Federal Capital Territory, includes Kogi State, includes Kwara State, comes down to Benue State, and then this is called Nasarawa State. Now, Nigeria is divided into three. There are two big rivers in Nigeria. The River Benue, which starts from the northeast, and then the River Niger, which starts from the northwest. The two rivers meet in Kogi State. The capital of Kogi State is called Lokoja. It's a meeting point of the two rivers. So all the states above the two rivers are the north. All the states to the right of the River Benue, you can call the southeast and the south-south. And then all the states to this side is the southwest. So the third most important geopolitical zone for the Nigeria election is the north-central. So you have Niger State, Kwara State, Kogi State, Benue State, Nasarawa State, Plateau State. This is where Jos is. And then Taraba State. And of course, the Federal Capital Territory. Then there are two more geopolitical zones of significance. You have the southeast. Now, the southeast is very important because this is where the Igbo or the Igbo ethnic group predominate. And I think I need to make this a bit bigger because now you're talking Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia State, Imo State, and of course so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they are cross river states. So these are the states within the region. So you have Anambra State, Enugu State, Imo State, Abia, Ebonyi. These are the 5 which make up the southeast. They are predominantly Igbos. In fact, if you know a bit about the Biafran War, the capital of the Biafra state was in Enugu, right? Then you have something they call the South-South. So the South-South is really a motley crowd of many tribes. Ijaw, Efik, Ibibio, a lot of them. They start from Edo State, coming down to Delta State, Bayelsa State, River State, Akwa Ibom, and then Cross River State. A lot of this is where the Nigeria oil wealth is found. So the voters in the South-South are 14.4 million, so quite significant as well. So South-South voters are more than the voters in the Northeast. But then, of course, the smallest is the 5 Igbo states, which is 10.9 million. So let's go through this again. You have 6 geopolitical zones, and this is important because voting is quite ethnic. So Northwest has 22 million voters. Northeast has about 12 million voters. Together, that's almost 35 million. The Southwest has 18.8 million. Lagos has 7 million of that 18 million. So Lagos is about 45% of all Southwest votes. Lagos is very big. Then you have the North Central, which is 14.4 million voters, significant as well. Actually, 15.4 million voters, significant as well. Then the South-South, which is 14.4. And then, of course, you have the Southeast with 10.4 million. So this is 10.9 million, I should say. So this is the situation in terms of the geopolitical bloc. So who is winning the election and how do we know who's doing well? So let's start by showing you the 3 main parties and their performance. So there are 3 main candidates, right? The main candidate for the incumbent APC is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We know him as the former governor of Lagos State, and he's seen as the godfather of politics in Nigeria and in Lagos as well. Now, how well is his party doing? Well, his party is called the Action or All People's Congress, APC. So actually All Progressives Congress. Their names are very similar. So this is APC. Now, the good thing about what we are doing is to show you states that have either been won or are being won in terms of the count. So Nigeria has over 700 local government areas. Now, these local government areas are built into these 36 states. So let me give you an example. So let's take, for example, Ogun State, which is where Olusegun Obasanjo is from. Okay, in Ogun State, you have all 20 out of 20 local government areas all 20 local government areas have been declared. All right, and the APC Bola Tinubu has won. He got 341,000 votes. This has been declared and certified by the INEC. The PDP had 123,000 votes. Labour Party had 85,000 votes. So APC has 58% of the votes in Ogun State. So indeed, the region which has had most of their results declared is the Southwest, which is where Bola Ahmed Tinubu is from. So when you go back to the original slide where I showed you that he's in the lead, it shouldn't be surprising because all 6 states in his stronghold have been declared, right? So even though he's in the lead, it's not such an unassailable lead, and we'll explain why very soon. But here is the first point. His percentage is 58, the percentage of PDP is 21, the percentage of Labour is 14. It means that neither PDP nor Labour can add Ogun State to their 24 states that they have 25%. This is very important. So even though they got votes here, 123,085, these votes will only be counted will only count in relation to whether they've won the overall vote. But the second condition for winning the election for this particular Ogun State, neither PDP nor Labour Party satisfies it. This is a very important point. So you need to get at least 25% in 2/3 of the states. So we will count 24 states for each candidate. And if you are not able to get at least 25% in 24 states, you can't win the election. So keep an eye on that. Now, let's talk about the expected ones. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Yoruba man. So you expect him to win all the states in the Southwest. You expect him to win Ogun, which is 1. You expect him to win Oyo State, Ibadan, which he's won as well. How well did he do? There you go. 55%, 449,000. PDP, 182,000. Labour Party, 99,000. Again, both PDP and Labour do not satisfy the condition. So these 6 states, I've shown you 2 already, and neither the Labour Party nor the PDP will be smiling because these 2 states will not count in their 24. This is a very important point to remember. Which is the other state in the zone? Ondo State. Those who know Nigeria, this state capital is called Akure. Again, let's look at the performance. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 369,000, 67%. Atiku, PDP, 115, 20%. He doesn't reach the 25% mark. He needs about 1/4 of the votes. He has only 1/5. He doesn't cross the threshold. Labour Party, only 8%. So we're talking about, and these states have had all, in fact, this was the first result that was declared. Ekiti State is also a southwestern state. APC, 65. But PDP will be happy here because PDP gets 29%. So in the 24 that Atiku would need, if he were to get the highest number of votes and needs that 24 states, he would add Ekiti State because he had 29% here. But Labour Party is flailing here. But there were 2 big stories for the Southwest. Those 2 big stories I will go to shortly. Osun State, in the heart of Yoruba land, was won by the PDP's Atiku Ibrahim. Unbelievable. Yeah, but there you have it. So it's gone red. Look at it. He had 48%, and the man who's supposed to be the main power block among the Yoruba people, he had 46%. Again, Labour Party, only 3%. So 2 issues here. Atiku has a moral victory in Osun State, in the heart. Indeed, all these states, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all Yoruba-dominated states, including Kwara State. So Osun State is in the heart of Yoruba land, and somehow PDP manages to win it. I think the biggest story of the day rather belongs to Lagos, though, because if you look at the population of all these, let's look at the numbers here. So look at Ogun State. Look at the total number of votes cast in Ogun State. So you have 2.6 million votes, okay? Oyo State, where is Oyo State? 3.2 million votes, okay? Let's go to Osun State, 1.9 million votes, not too many. Ondo State, 1.9 million votes, not that many. Ekiti State is not even up to 1 million, 987,000 votes. Now let's come down to Lagos. Look at the number of votes for grabs in Lagos. 7 million votes. This is half of the Southwest. 7 million votes. And guess who wins it? Not the incumbent APC, not the well-known PDP, but the man who is claimed to have had nothing. No party structure, no senator, no governor. Yet he comes to Lagos, Peter Obi, and clocks 582,000, 500,000 votes. There's another story to be told about how you have 7 million registered voters, and if you put all this together, it's less than 1.5 million. That's a different story. We can look at that. The turnout hasn't been that great. But the big story so far, and this Lagos, all 20 local government areas have been declared. So this is the final result. Peter Gregory Obi, former governor of Anambra State, held Lagos. Indeed, snatches Lagos. So those of you looking for a headline, Peter Obi snatches Lagos from the jaws of Tinubu. It's a good headline to use, right? And this is a man who's not from here, right? So 2 stories for the Southwest. How Atiku won Osun State and how Peter Obi won Lagos State. Now, let's look at 24. So far in the Southwest, the only state that Mr. Obi can claim to have had more than 25% within the Southwest zone is Lagos State. He gets 45%. So that's the Southwest. Now, the other story here is the performance of the incumbent candidate in parts of the North. And for that, I want to take you somewhere and I'll bring you back here. Let's go back to the main map so you can see the way this election behaves. So again, let's go to all the parties, because that will then tell us who is doing well where. When you see red, that's PDP. When you see blue, that's APC. When you see green, that's Labour. Keep an eye on this. So we see a trend emerging. It's redder up north, it's bluer to the west, and it's greener down south and east. I think this makes sense, right? So the more northern you go, the redder it is. So you can say Atiku Abubakar, he's an Hausa man, he's from Adamawa State. Hausas are voting for their own, the Fulanis are voting for their own. So he's trending redwards. Even though Bola has lost Lagos and Osun State, the more Yoruba you are, the more Tinubu you are likely to vote. So you notice the blue. And then we're looking at Peter Obi, who's the new kid on the block. Look at what he's doing. All 5 southeast states, Peter Obi clinches. Clinches a lot of the south states. We haven't done with this. He's doing well in Plateau and Taraba, which are also states within the North Central. Indeed, we'll come to Benue State as well. So the story here is the North, because don't forget, the Northwest has 22 million. The Northeast has 12 million. The North is up for grabs. Let's take a closer look at the North by examining the performance of the PDP, because that will tell us if the support that Buhari had, the massive support he's had in 2015 and 2019, whether that support has been maintained by his party, the APC, or whether they've rather gone. So in a sense, this is telling us whether Northern voters prefer a Northerner or the APC. We'll answer that question when we come back. Then, when we finish that, we'll also try and trace the path, the possible path to Aso Rock for each of the candidates. Because so far, 12 of the 36 duly declared. 24 left to be declared. Now, there are some people who feel that Peter Obi could win the popular vote, but still not make it to Aso Rock because he may not get the 24 states. He may not get at least 25% in the 24 states. We'll try and, based on the results, calculate where it's going to go as of Monday. So this is the race. We haven't done yet. When we come back, we'll tell you more about the performance of Peter Obi and also of Atiku. And then we'll put it all together. This is the point of view. We're live. And tonight, we're analyzing Nigeria's election with the help of data that our partners in Nigeria have collated. Stay with us.
Get 2 months of Showmax for the price of one. It's giving double energy. It's giving celebration Ankasa. All that scandal. It's giving the perfect storm. Shishi. More epic thrills and detective vibes. You go feel, sir. It's giving what it's supposed to be giving and overdose. So subscribe now to get 2 months for only 16 Ghana cedis 99 pesos for a limited time. It's giving Showmax.
Creamy Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Welcome back. This is still the point of view tonight. We're trying to account for the 12 out of 36 states that have been fully declared. The INEC of Nigeria has taken a break. It's Monday night. They will reconvene on Tuesday morning, the 28th. So far, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC is in the lead, about 5 million votes. The PDP's Atiku about 4 million, and Peter Obi has about 3 million, rough estimates. Now, let me take you to 2019 to just give you a sense of the most recent election. The candidate for the governing party, who is the incumbent president, of course, for 2019 election, Muhammad Buhari, all the states in blue, right down from Lagos to Kano to Borno State, all these states. So you notice that the nation was divided into two at the time. All blue APC, all red PDP. So Atiku from the north, but he won all the states down. So the PDP, we could say, was strong in the southern parts of the country, and the APC is strong in the northern parts of the country. So this is the 2019 picture, okay? This is the 2019 picture. Now, if I just go to this year's picture, it's more checkered, right? Because now you have, the thing is confusing. All the red, okay, all the red that you had down has found its way to the top. the blue is in the middle now, and there's a green. So let's go back, just to see this again. So this is 2019. All the blue, Borno, Yobe, all of these guys are voting for Buhari in 2019. All of these guys in the south are voting for Atiku in 2019. Indeed, if you try to do this for even 2015, it will give us an interesting situation. Let's go to 2015 to just compare this for a minute. This is 2015. This is the election that Jonathan, this is the election that Jonathan lost. Again, Buhari in beating Jonathan, 2015. Look at what we have. All the blue. This is Buhari country. Jonathan wins just the south and the southeast. And even that, he loses two important central states, Benue and Kogi. And then he does, as the incumbent, well in Plateau and Taraba as well. A lot of Christian voters. So you notice, the bluer it is, the more APC. The redder it is, the more PDP. So this is 2015, which repeated itself for 2019. Not very different for 2019. There you go. Very similar story. But look at what's happening now. Here we are. This is what's happening in the country today. Somehow, all the red have migrated up. The blue has moved this way, and a new green has taken over. So this is a very important picture to see. Now, let's delve into this a bit further. How is the northern vote behaving? What happened to the northern vote? It's a very important point. The northern picture is very checkered because whereas in all previous elections it was blue throughout, we notice a red. Anywhere you see red is the PDP candidate, right? So he wins, or he's doing very well. Let's start with the states that we know he's won. So let's go to PDP. Let's start with the party the place we know he's won. This will be much better. So we know that the most significant victory for the PDP is in Katsina State. Why? This is the home state of the sitting president, Muhammad Buhari, right? And in the previous election, he got over 80% of the votes there. Well, somehow, the votes there have been split. And the PDP's Atiku has won in the hometown. It's almost like Bawumia running an election, and then the NDC winning in Nana Akufo-Addo's hometown. That's basically what it is. Okay, so like Bawumia is an NPP ticket. He's running an election against John Mahama. And then John Mahama gets 46%, and Bawumia gets 45% in Nana's hometown. The only problem, though, is that in this case, the John Mahama and the Nana is from the same part of the country. So that's the only issue there. So it's not such a good comparison. But I am sure the PDP will say, this is a moral victory for us. Apart from the Oshun, which we showed you, this one, in the heart of Yoruba land, winning this is big. And take note that the numbers is split down the middle. So basically the North, even though it's going for Atiku, is not a landslide by any stretch of the imagination. So and we can look at a lot of them, it's 46, 45. Now the key point is that whichever party loses will still say, I have more than 25% in another state. But Labour is not showing at all. And this is Katsina with all 34 of the local government areas called. All right. Other significant place to take note of in the north is Yobe State. Now, Yobe State is very close to the hometown of the opposition candidates. Again, PDP, 52%, APC, 40%, NNNP, which is the party of Rabiu Kwankwanso, former governor of Kano State, actually did better than Labour Party. Labour Party is not showing at all in the north. I mean, this is all 17 local government areas, and Labour Party is nowhere to be found. So this is the problem for Labour Party, okay? Where else in the north do we have results? Gombe State. Gombe State is next to Yobe, next to Adamawa, neighboring states to Atiku's hometown. PDP 62, APC 26, Labour Party 5. Labour Party is not showing. So even though Buhari swept the north and Atiku is supposed to take the north, you can say that Tinubu is doing well because he's not from the north. He's a Muslim, yes, but he's not from the north. So he's holding his own, right? You can say the party machine is helping him. So even though he's not getting the big margin, he's losing. The problem for PDP is that PDP is not getting the margins in the north you need to win an election. So, because don't forget, in the southwestern part, the margins are pretty decent, all right? 449,000 for APC, 182. So that's a decent gap of over 250,000. Ekiti State as well, 200,000, 89,000, over 100,000 gap, all right? Ondo State, 369,000, 115,000, over 250,000 gap, not bad. Ogun State, 340, 123, a big gap. So in the 4 of the 6 that the Tinubu was won, the gaps are big. But if you look at the gaps that PDP is getting, 489, 482, it's not such a big gap. So Tinubu is happy. He's not winning, but he's like, you know what? You have a pre-draw. He's happy. All right? He loses Yobe, 198, 151, 40K. I'll take 40K. It's not my stronghold. I'm not from the north. I'll take 40K. Let's go to the hometown of the PDP's candidate. It's called Adamawa. What are we seeing? 417,182. So this is probably the biggest for PDP in the north, which is similar to one of the southwestern for Bola anyway. So in this place, again, Tinubu gets his 25%. So Tinubu is looking like a national candidate, even though he's not winning all which is why there's a lot of consternation in the opposition that the guy, even if he wins the popular vote by 1, his spread is looking good enough, which is the problem for the opposition. All right? So this is the biggest gap the PDP has had. And this is the hometown of the former vice president. And even there, Bola Ahmed Tinubu gets 182,000 votes, right? So the gap is not that big. Which other state is out? For some of the northern states, the results are not really in. So, for example, if you take Bauchi State has results. Okay, Bauchi is also out. 20 out of 20. PDP, 319. APC, 146. Big gap. So you could say the closer he is to his hometown, the better he's doing. So Bauchi is doing well for him. Adamawa is doing well for him. Gombe is doing well for him. Let's look at Kaduna. Kaduna has 16 out of 25. So Kaduna is not yet done. Kaduna is a massive state. Right? And meanwhile, the Kaduna state governor is not happy with Buhari. He believes that the whole Buhari administration is trying to undermine his friend, the APC candidate. How is the PDP performing in Kaduna? Of the 16, so they have about 7 local government areas left. PDP is leading, but it's not such a big gap. 347, 254. Indeed, Labour Party will probably get their 25%. So Labour Party could add Kaduna to their 24. We'll do Labour Party analysis as we close. But even with all the seats or the states that the PDP is winning, the gap is not that big. And this is the reason, in addition to, of course, the main reason being the fact that the collation center results being announced did not pass through the server. This is the main problem the opposition have, because per the rules and the announcement, every polling station result must be put into a server. Then the parties can access and see the national picture themselves. This was not done, which is why the results being announced, the opposition is not happy. So watch this space. But we've seen a trend. Atiku is winning the north, but he's not giving anybody sleepless nights. Jigawa, 27 out of 27. Indeed, Jigawa, which is supposed to be a northern state, supposedly voting for Atiku, who won? APC, 45-42, right? So the incumbent will say, I'm a national character. I'm winning. Jigawa is just from the junction from, it's not that far, right? Where else is he doing well? Well, Niger State. Niger State is supposed to be a north-central state, okay? But it's a northern state, close to Kebbi, close to Kaduna, close to Zamfara. Look at that. APC is winning Niger State. It's a northern state. The gap is not that big, 375, 284. Significant point, the incumbent is doing very well in the north. That is the lesson here. So this state is probably going to be the outlier of all the states because the person winning this state is not in the top 3. Former governor of Kano State is called Kwan Kwan, so he wears a red hat, red top, red cap. He's 27 out of the 44 local government areas have been declared. So still a bit of a way to go. But he's taken a very strong lead, almost 600,000 votes for NNPP. The APC comes second. So guess what? PDP would be kicking themselves for Kano State. Because Kano would have been, if you are going to win the election on the wave of a northern vote landslide, you need Kano State. And here's a fourth party, it's not even Labour, winning Kano State. So imagine if all these votes, these 500,000 votes had gone to Atiku. He would have said, wow, I'm on the way to Aso Rock. But he can't say that because there's the former Kano State governor who have voted for their own 500,000. APC, 359,000. PDP, a miserable 69,000. So Kano State obviously prefers Rabiu to Atiku. Atiku has a lot of work to do in Kano State. So the picture is not looking too nice for the PDP. All right, now let's discuss what a lot of you have been waiting for. The Labour Party, all right? The Labour Party. This man is a businessman, 61 years old. He was the running mate to Atiku in the last election. A lot of people think if they had stayed together, they would have won the election. Some people even project that he will win the popular vote. Because if you look at the numbers he's polling, let's just show you his performance so far. He's polling around 3 million votes, and yet we don't even have the full complement of his results, right? 3.1 million, and only about very few of his states have been fully counted. So Peter Obi is probably going to get a lot more popular votes than we know. APC's stronghold has already been declared, and the guy has 5.8 million. PDP, a lot of their states have come in the north. He has 4.5. Peter Obi's states have not even started coming, and the guy has 3.1 million. So let's look at Peter Obi more carefully. All right, let's start with the ones that we know he's won. We said he's won Lagos State. That's clear. But Lagos was split down the middle, so he hasn't had such a big spread. But he won. He had 500,000. So 500,000 of his votes from Lagos, which is a big number for him in his push for getting the big mark. But let's make it a bit more fun. The man himself is from Anambra State. Now, Anambra has not finished counting at all. Anambra has only 4 out of 27 local government areas out. Already, look at him, 96%. Only 4. And he has 97,000. Just 4 local government areas. Now, let's actually use Enugu to see what Peter Obi is going to do. Enugu is fully out, the heartland of Igbo country. All 16 of their local government areas are out. Look at Peter Obi. 93%. This is serious. The guy is going to sweep the southeast. Look at the margin. 428,000 votes. His next closest opponent has 15,000 votes. Guys, even if you take that out, this guy has plus 400,000 in just one state. So Peter Obi's numbers are, and the only 3 states have fully come out that he's won. Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. They've counted 5 out of 6 local government areas, and Peter Obi is winning Abuja. He's won Lagos, he's winning Abuja. 111,000 votes, APC 61, PDP 47. So if you take Lagos and Abuja, the capital, commercial capital, and the political capital, Peter Obi is the man they want. And he's making good numbers, 111,000, over 40,000 spread in Abuja. But this for me, this is the key to this election. Enugu State, one of the 5 pure Igbo states, the guy has 400,000. It's like everybody voted for him. The next person has 15K. I mean, if you take out this, the guy has over 400,000 just comes in buying. Now, look at the other states that are yet to come. Anambra has 2.6 million voters. We don't know the turnout. But the 4 that have come, he's 96% already. So if he's going to do the same kind of numbers he's doing in Anambra that he's doing in Enugu, Ebonyi State, 7 out of 13 are out, 77%. This guy is going to sweep the southeast like a tornado. Abia, 75%. Just 1 out of the 17 local government areas are in. It's going to get better for him. All right? Cross Rivers, look at that. 45%. 2 out of 18. A lot more to come. Okay? Imo State, 7 out of 27. 92%. Peter Obi is going to get a lot of votes by tomorrow afternoon. Now, we haven't done. I'll show you when we come back. So this is the main prognosis. The guy may not be able to get 24 states where he has at least 25% of the votes. But if he wins the popular vote, the election is going to a runoff. And if you look at the spreads he's getting, I mean, Plateau State, right? They've counted 11 out of 17. Healthy lead. All right? Taraba State, just 1 out of 16. Showing a good, healthy, commanding lead. So we'll come back and try and carve his path to Aso Rock to see. Now, if either of Tinubu or Atiku gets the popular vote, they won the election because they have 25% all over the country. So the dark horse in the race, whose margins in the southeast are big, could pull a surprise. So when we come back, we'll look at the south-south. Once we do that and we see the numbers he's pulling, if the numbers are consistent with southeast, we have a big, big announcement to hear tomorrow. Stay with us. This is The Point of View. We'll be right back.
Africana City is building bamboo bicycles to help children get to school.
Chami, one mixy choco. Hot!
Mixy choco. Johnny hot. Coco womo. Johnny hot.
I can't this way.
This is no.
What?
Manji school for Nisikao. They are the future generation. And now 5 guys say Omunyina Jomo Wallet and Joe Bieska. But Johnny Kukra.
What? I don't know how. Come on, you're trying to cool. You're trying to hot. It's a mixy choco and a coffee. Chami hot back why?
Some things are best taken hot, like delicious creamy mixing.
Grammy and the miniscal.
Master, with all due respect, and now Kokani.
Hey, Sana.
Mixy Choco now in a new pack with a great new taste. Mixy Choco, Mixy Coffee, Channel Hot. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. So on The Point of View tonight, we're trying to explain who's going to win the Nigerian election. Officially, 12 states have been declared. Of those 12, 6 are in the southwest. 4 of those have gone to the APC's candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's won all except Lagos and Osun State. Lagos went to Peter Obi, and of course, the Osun State went to the candidate for the PDP. So we know that this area of the map is well formed. We also know that some places have been well formed. Katsina, we know, is gone to PDP. Adamawa is gone to PDP. Yobe is gone to PDP. Bauchi is gone to PDP. Gombe is gone to PDP. But these numbers are much closer. ANPP is in a strong lead in Kano, so this is PDP's loss in my view. first point is the southeast, only Enugu is fully out. And the picture we are seeing is a shellacking, which is one of the reasons why the opposition feel the results are being manipulated. They feel, look, if the results are allowed, in fact, the PDP held a press conference earlier today, addressed by Dele Momodu, our old friend. And the PDP's main point was that this was about an hour for the Lagos election to be announced. PDP says, please don't manipulate the Lagos elections because Labour is winning. Think about it. It's like NDC holds a press conference and says, Indum is winning, so please don't touch his results. PDP holds a press conference and says, please leave Labour's Lagos victory for him. Right? Now, the reason why this is very interesting is that if you look at I think the three most significant states in Nigeria are Lagos, commercial capital, political capital, and Kano, which is like I feel like the capital of the north. Kano has rejected APC. They've gone for Kwankwanso. Lagos has rejected APC. They've gone for Peter Obi. Abuja has rejected APC. They've gone for Peter Obi. So you can say the three main blocks in terms of cosmopolitan thinking. Of course, you can't add it's different. But my point is, if you take the population of Lagos, it's 7 million. Kano is the biggest state. All right? And Lagos is the second biggest state. They've all rejected APC. So there's an argument you can make that APC is not that popular. But this is the issue. APC is doing well everywhere. Look at Bayelsa State. Bayelsa State is deep south. Supposed to be, Bayelsa State is the home state of, it's a neighboring state to Jonathan Goodluck. This is PDP country. This is PDP country. Only 1 out of 8 is in. But in the one, APC has taken the lead. It's too early. All right? But still, Delta State, only 12 out. So Delta, about half of Delta State is out. Half of Delta State is out. South. Peter Obi, over 100,000 gap to PDP. APC is not even showing. All right? So South will go to Obi. Not as strongly as Southeast. But it will still go for him. Look at Edo State. Labour Party, 100,000. This is just 5 out of 18. APC, 22K. PDP, 17K. So Peter Obi's margins in South and Southeast. Don't forget, South has 14.4 million voters. Southeast has how many? 10.9. So 24 million votes. All right? Where else? Rivers. PDP is doing well in Rivers. This is 2 out of 23. Early days yet. So we don't want to make too much of this. So this one is too early to call. Rivers, okay? Akwa Ibom. This is 9 out of 31. About a third. PDP doing pretty well. So Obi will not sweep all of South like he swept Southeast. But there's still a big case to be made for the margins. Look across River State. 2 out of 18, he's doing well. The other reason why I feel Obi could push the second round is Benue. Benue has only 16 or 23, and it's a straight race between APC and Labour Party. And there's a strong Christian community in Benue State. They probably will push Obi over the line. So I expect this blue to change to green by Tuesday. As I do possibly for... Actually, this is already green. This is already green. 1 out of 16. It's probably going to remain greener. Plateau State, yes. 11 out of 17. I expect it to get much greener. And the gap will get much bigger. So if he does well here, all the way to the south, if the numbers he's polling in Enugu are repeated in the 5, this figure is going to go up significantly. And if he wins the popular vote, the election is in the second round. If either of PDP, because his path, let me just wrap up with his path to victory. If either of PDP or APC win the popular vote, I don't see how a second round is going to happen. So let's go to Labour again and just show you his Labour Party's performance, finally. So let's just count the number he's had. He needs 24. Lagos 1, Delta 2, Edo 3, Imo 4, Anambra 5, Abia 6, Enugu 7, Ebonyi 8, Cross Rivers 9, FCT 10, Plateau 11, Taraba 12. Now, I believe he will get more than 25 in all the south. So, Bayelsa 13, Rivers 14, Akwa Ibom 15, Ondo 16, Benue 17, possibly Kaduna 18, because of the numbers you see in Kaduna, right? Kaduna, he's doing what, 23. How is he doing Nasarawa? 25, 19. So Nasarawa 19. Okay. So, look, if he finds 5 more states where he will do better than 25%, then with the popular vote he's won. But that's the problem. His path is tight because let's go through again. Lagos 1, Ondo State, he gets only 8%, so it's out. Edo 2, Delta 3, Bayelsa 4, Rivers 5, Imo 6, Anambra 7, Enugu 8, Abia 9, Akwa Ibom 10, Cross Rivers 11, Ebonyi 12, Benue 13, Taraba 14, Plateau 15, FCT 16, Kaduna 17. Let's look at Kogi. Kogi labor is, where is Kogi? Just give me a minute. 13%, very low, but only 4 out of 21. If he does well and moves up, so who knows? He could get Kogi in addition. If he gets, so if he sort of holds his own in these areas, then who knows? But 24 is still a lot because I'm trying to see, because even if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, he will still have 4 states short. That's the problem for him because in Oshun, he gets only 3%. Right? Where does he get? Yes, 3%. In Ekiti, he's not doing. So Obi's best chance is a second round by winning the popular vote and not satisfying the second condition, by which then the permutations come to play. So let's go back to our final map and sort of draw some conclusions here. I think there are about 4 main conclusions to draw from this so far. This has been the most competitive election since 1999. No 2 ways about that. No 2 ways about this. Sorry, I'm trying to reduce this. This has been the most competitive election since 1999. No 2 ways about that. This picture is much more competitive than either of these. This is just this is NDC MPP, right? So this is not what you want. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. So that's the first conclusion you can draw. Second conclusion is psychologically, even if Tinubu wins, it's a Pyrrhic victory because he's lost Lagos. This is Tinubu's creation. He's lost Lagos. He's lost Katsina. He's lost Oshun. So even if he wins the election, it's a Pyrrhic victory. Number 3, ethnicity played a big role, but PDP or Obi and what's his name, Atiku should be asking themselves, what if, imagine if we added all the green to all the pink. The election would have been over. APC would have been out of power, right? I mean, this guy is going to win about 14 states. This guy is won about 10. They're gone. And this was the ticket in 2019, but they split. The running mates formed his own party or joined. So that's the third lesson. And then, of course, the fourth very important lesson is that even if Peter Obi doesn't win the election, all these numbers we're seeing here are also translating into Senate seats and possibly gubernatorial seats as well. So the Labour Party is going to actually be a formidable party because there are some senators who are riding on the Obi wave, on the green, and also winning for Labour. So Nigeria is going to have a well and truly 3-horse race in the next 4 years, which for a lot of us neutrals is a very good thing because sometimes the duopoly leads to horse trading, which is not helpful. So I want to congratulate Nigerians. Yes, the election has had many problems, but trust me, you guys have shown us what is possible. And a lot of people will be studying this. Indeed, we need to update our political science notes because this is real food for thought for African countries. And hopefully, by midday on Tuesday, when we come back on air, we would know a clearer picture. I'll be here with Umar Osana and the team, and which is Kai, and hopefully you would know who's going to win. So thank you for watching. My name is Bernard Avile. We've been trying to explain the Nigerian election situation, show you who's going to win, who's going to lose. It's all up in the air. 12 of the states are out. But in 24 hours, we'll hopefully know. We hope you've learned something. Thank you for staying with Citi. We'll be with you next time. Bye-bye.